to Slade on Slade. This is my beautiful wife Leslie, who did not change her shirt since the last video. It's been like a month, same shirt. I don't even know what to do. Okay. We did not shoot this video back to back to back. Fire being right there, purely coincidental. Pay it no mind. I am Keith, the author of The House of Ribbons and soon to be out,
The House of Sleepless Beauty.
There you go.
Today's video is on editing companies.
Yep, I have changed my stance because of two women who came into my life through one of my friends who is a best-selling author. His wife is also a best-selling author, and her very close friend is a best-selling author with a long string of books between them. And I will drop the links of their books probably in the bottom of this one. If not, I'll cover that in another video. I just want to go over the logistics of asking these ladies if they're cool with it, in case they're not, which they probably will be. Either way, so I went with an editing house. I'm not going to drop names, and I believed I was getting what I was supposed to be getting. I believed paying a higher price was probably a good idea. And then after having these two brilliant women review the book, they said that it was up to regular people's standards, you, me, everybody else, but it wasn't up to industry standards. There was certain industry mistakes made in there. There wasn't spelling or punctuation, or nothing's wrong on the inside. They think it's a little ambitious that I started off with a 225,000 word book because it's big. But hey, sometimes you got a story to tell, and as the consumer, I don't want you to buy 10 books. Cutting them in half, each of the 5 books would actually be the same price because it makes the book a little more expensive. But I'd have to develop more subplots, which I don't want to do because I want to just tell my story. I'm not interested in being the best-selling author, the next J.K. Rowling or Stephen King. Not with this book series. That's why I don't allow certain things to be cut or edited. Dean Anderson, the author of I Am Dracula, and a slew of other great books that were bestsellers. One of our last conversations before he passed away, he said, don't sacrifice the art of what you're doing, because then you will live with regret. He didn't get I Am Dracula the way he wanted because of the publishing company he was with at the time in the mid-90s, and he said that always bothered him. So he said, don't sacrifice anything. This is your passion project, go for it. And the book is doing well. We've got a significant amount of books sold. I'm shocked and amazed at the outpouring of love for it. And that's not even from my friends. I got a handful of friends, yes, that bought the book. But it's when you hear it from strangers, people who have no reason to stoke your fire, so to speak, with your ego, and which I don't have. So, on to the editing thing. I'm going to give 2 places that were highly recommended, and after spending the last couple of weeks of researching them, I've decided to go with one. Now, I'm not going to say which one I went with, only because I don't want somebody to follow me into it and then not have a good experience, because every experience everybody has is completely different. So one of the places is called
Bookfly.
Bookfly.
And their proofreading is, for proofreading, it is 0.005 cents per word.
What is that, 5 cents?
Less than 5 cents.
It's less than 5
Less
cents.
than a penny.
I'm sorry, less than a penny a word. Now, you think it's cheap, and why would you go with cheap? That's what I had thought before. And the person I had talked to sold me into what I thought was a really good package. Did I get a good package? I got about 75% of what I really spent my money on. But they're not right where I want to be. So therefore, I'll get more rejection letters from publishing houses.
And then they do copy editing too, which is 0.015, which is a penny and a half per word. And then the next one is InView editing.
InView, yeah.
And they have 3 packages. You have the all-inclusive, which is 0.011 per word. Then you have your line editing, which is 0.0095 per word. And then proofreading is 0.005 per word.
Very inexpensive. Now, for me, when I turn in a manuscript, it's usually 250,000 words because I know it's going to be cut down. So you want to write bigger. So so that when you deflate the balloon, so to speak, you still have the curvature of the balloon.
And then you can also go with the most expensive that we found was Book Baby.
Book Baby. Highly recommended though. Book
Which
Baby.
they go by page count. So it just depends on what you want, and then they'll give you like a. I have your.
What about the Mantis?
No, that's formatting.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So they go by page count, so you'd have to actually just go to bookbaby.com, which is Amazon's place.
Amazon owns, yeah, I believe Amazon bought them. I believe it was an independent company and they bought it. I could be wrong on that though, but it's highly recommended, and we do know 2 people who are using that one currently. And they're very happy with their work. And like I said, one of the mistakes on my book that's not industry standard is when you open any of the pages, it will have my name on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, the name of the book. But they're bold, which draw the eyes to it, which you don't want, okay? And they're to the extreme edges of the page when they should be normal color. They should blend in, and it should be the dead center of the page. Now, when I turned in all my stuff, I turned in exactly as I wanted it. I basically mimicked a lot of what Dean Anderson did. After extensive talk with him, he goes, this is why it's like this is why it's like that. Well, my editor went ahead and when they gave it over to the publishing department, they just kind of went ahead and did their own thing. Because I'm like, I didn't even pick this font, which seems like you're just poking at it for no reason. But if you spend money, you're supposed to get it the way you want. This is Burger King, literally. You know, you don't want pickles on it. There should be no pickles on that. If you want Coke instead of Sprite, you're going to get it the way you want. So the publishing house is going to rectify that. But I don't like any extra time spent since I spent a year just getting this book published. I figure for the amount of money you spend, you're going to do this. So they're going to rectify it, but then I'm going to then discontinue my use of the company.
So with that being said, that is all we have for you today. So if you
Just do your research. Just do your research because listen, you want to drop 10 grand, you might not get what you want. You might get everything you want. It's a gamble on who's doing what. But if you can't physically talk to your editor on the phone, that should be your first warning sign, and that's what you should ask. You know, talking to the owner of the company is one thing, but sometimes emails don't translate so much. Okay, and these people have been around for a quick minute, so they can afford to be, I want to call it inexpensive. I don't like the word to use cheap. I don't like to use that word, but to be inexpensive. So do your research, and I just wanted to put that out because as we grow as writers, we should share our information, and when we share our information, it can help a few people, okay? So I just want to be able to help in any way, shape, or form that I can. So hopefully this video helped. If it did help you, feel free to just drop a comment on the thing. And that is all we have for you.
go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button below. And if you want more updates on the House of Ribbons or the House of Sleepless Dreams, go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. That is all we have, so we will see you later. Bye.